Red dot. We are
rolling.
We are good to go.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Hey, check. Check. Let me hear you.
Check 1. Check 1 2.
Yeah,
1 2.
That's good.
Cool.
That's good.
Cool. That's
Wow, I like. It's nice. We got some good levels. Levels.
We're looking good. We're looking styling.
All right. Let me see. Check. All right.
Shiggity.
Hopefully it works.
All right.
We'll see. All right.
Cool.
All right. What's up, Jim?
Hey, man.
You want to do the intro?
I will do the intro. This is the intro to our very first episode of Full Tilt Boogie.
Numero uno.
My name is Jim Brogan.
I'm Scott White.
And we have been friends for 30 years.
Sweet baby Jesus. It's been a long time.
Jesus, yes. He had his podcast, in which I was a guest on. I had my old podcast. We decided to merge our brilliant minds together and talk about all things pop culture, music, movies, geeky things.
Nerdy shit. Yeah. And I'm going to swear a lot, so if you're offended by words, turn it off now. Yeah. Because I know a lot of them.
I know a lot of words, and the first one we're starting with is fuck.
Take that.
So thanks for listening. If you don't like it,
fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So yes. So here we are.
So anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty. What's our It's kind of a big deal. It's our first topic.
It is.
What's it going to be? This is like groundbreaking, right?
We talked about this. So Scott recently did this tattoo on me, and this is where it's healed nicely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we were talking about The Mandalorian.
Yes.
And we decided that we were going to.
There he is.
Talk about that. We didn't talk about it much. Well, because we were waiting for the season to end. One.
Yeah.
And two, we wanted to save it for this, so here we are.
Yeah, and it's been over now for, 2 weeks?
I think so,
yeah. So if you haven't watched it by now, you're not a true Star Wars fan.
Spoiler heavy. Yeah, you're not a Star Wars fan at all. Not at all.
You suck. Unless you're if you're on a ship, crossing the Atlantic Ocean maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will go on cargo ships, and it takes 2 months to get somewhere.
Yes.
That's your only excuse.
While they're hiding in some bin made of steel.
Yes. That's the only excuse.
Mostly for sex traffickers and drug dealers.
Why does that container sound like children? Shut up!
Why are these women crying all the time? I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian on a boat. So what do you think, man?
So, there's a lot of fan service. Cool shit, throwbacks here and there that I did very much. What are they? What is it?
Member berries.
Member berries.
Yeah. Member?
Oh.
Are planted all throughout.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, there's cool shit. I find personally that Mando, Din Djarin, is fucking boring. He's not a good character.
I feel like it wasn't his show.
No.
This season at all.
This season was Bo-Katan's.
Yes, it was. I mean, it is called The Mandalorian, but I thought it was specific.
We just thought it was. We thought it was this guy. It wasn't.
Yes.
It was not at all. The whole fucking IG-11 Grogu fucking travesty. I kept. What was the? Oh shit! I can't think of his name now. In the old cartoon, there was a dude that rode in a guy's stomach. You know what I'm talking about?
Wasn't that in the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
I know that.
Because you're a dork.
Oh, all right. True. It's actually true.
Master Blaster.
That's it.
Master Blaster. I kept thinking that. Every time I saw it, I just giggled. I'm like, that's so stupid.
I just thought it was an action figure opportunity.
Yeah.
Look, we're going to have your little Grogu, and he's going to fit into a robot.
Yeah.
I like the yes/no thing, though. I found that amusing.
That was amusing. I really liked how he actually used the Force in a big way at the very end.
Yes.
That was the clincher thing. That was like the big been waiting for moment. I want to see him do something. Like he lifted that whole giant beast up.
Yeah.
And then while his dad's getting his ass kicked, he can't fucking hardly do anything.
Yeah.
It's
I thought, especially with the big, for me, the fire thing, when the fire was overtaking everything on Mandalore, that felt very Spielbergian to me, like the music and the reveal and all of that. I was like, oh, okay, this is a Spielberg moment going on here. Something magical with babies or little kids.
Magical with babies. We love the babies.
I thought that season could have been over in 3 episodes.
Well, they had 2 filler episodes.
I don't want to,
Like, right?
I should talk. I mean, the biggest filler one was the one with
Jack Black
and Lizzo.
Totally unnecessary.
Garbage. The last 5 minutes were
Last 5 minutes are great. Yeah. Yeah, so that was, when you only have 8 episodes, don't make any of them filler.
Yeah, and,
You know?
and half of them are 30 to 35 minutes. I
Yeah.
mean, can I get 45 minutes like a regular show?
Right.
And not waste my time
Yeah.
with the occasional cameo appearance? And Christopher Lloyd was useless in that too.
Yeah. I do appreciate that they're, slowly setting things up for Thrawn.
Yes.
We all know that's coming, and they're sowing those seeds, which is cool. But you really can't devote a whole episode to sowing seeds.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and
with the cloner guy, I forget his name, Pershing.
yes.
Like
Pen Pershing.
Yeah, you don't need a whole episode of that guy.
No.
No.
I hated that episode too.
It's terrible.
Again, you bookended it with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't mind if they were wherever they were going with that storyline, which I feel like they threw that whole thing away because there were 2 big reveals in the last episode of The Mandalorian, and it was the whole point of how Din Djarin had Grogu in the first place is that they were taking his blood so that they can make clones, and then they just, big spoiler alert, tossed the clones, they drained the tanks. And that was the end of the storyline that you followed for 3 years.
So speaking of clones, we know that what's his name had all his clones in there. What was
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. So there's internet theory that, like, in the first 2 seasons,
Snoke, right?
he had a mustache, and in the 3rd season he doesn't have a mustache, and neither do any of his clones. So some people are saying that wasn't him; it might have been a clone.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
I don't think that's going to be the last time. I think you're going to see a Jedi or a Sith or a bad Jedi Moff Gideon in the future. He's too good. He's one of the best parts of the show.
I don't find him particularly scary. Like he should be scary. He's not scary. His role, he's kind of just like a dickhead.
Well, he basically told all the rest of the guys that are trying to rebuild the Empire to go fuck themselves, and that was clearly his end game because he was building clones of himself anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's got his own ideas.
Maybe he is dead because they have to get the Thrawn.
Yeah.
And between the Mandalorian, the Ahsoka series, which I think looks awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that. And I think Skeleton Crew, like all that's coming together, and it's going to be a movie, which I would imagine that Thrawn is going to be the Thanos of these Disney Plus television series.
Yeah.
And Thrawn's awesome. Did you read?
I did. Heir to the Empire?
Yes,
I read it.
Which is
it's fantastic.
The best sequel to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Anybody could have ever come up with.
Agreed.
And it's
I should read it again, but I don't know. I think that I shouldn't. Like, I want to, but I don't think I should because they're going to change shit. And then if they change shit and I just read it and I'm all in love with it, I'm going to be pissed,
Okay, so I put myself in a different headspace when it comes to that kind of thing. So, like, the fact that those books exist is just enough for me to, like, wet my...
Alexa, stop. Sorry.
I had a little soundtrack going.
Little background music.
The fact that that exists and I can read that and I can just sort of go into this alternate universe is good enough for me, because, like, if something is shit, then I was like, well, at least I can go back to that, and that will make me happy.
Yeah.
So,
when Disney took over Star Wars, that was one of the things that really pissed me off. Was the first thing they did is threw away all the old canon stuff. Like, none of that's canon now. And it's like, you're fucking idiots. There's so many good stories.
Yeah.
So many fucking good stories. They could have just, like, plucked one and been like, this is going to make $1 million.
They should have done that. I read one of the last non-canon Star Wars books I read was Kenobi, and it was just him on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
I started that book. Awesome. I didn't finish it.
I mean, they've obviously touched on a lot with the Tusken Raiders and things like that, but, like, that book standing on its own was just a great Kenobi story, and I liked aspects of the Kenobi television series, the Disney Plus series, but
I thought it was trash.
Hugely flawed. Did you see the Patterson cut?
I did. It was brilliant.
It's a great 2.5 hour
It's
movie.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That guy put a lot of fucking work into
yeah.
it, and he's still modifying it to this day.
Yes.
Like he'll put out a thing. He's like, "Oh, I changed the music on this one scene, and it just fit it better, you know, and this and that." But yeah, it's like he tidied it all up, got rid of all the dumb bullshit that was in it.
I love
you know?
the fact that they cut out the whole scene with Luke at the end. They cut out basically.
What's the chick's name?
Riva. Like
Cut out most of her.
Once he stabbed her,
yeah.
they just left her for dead.
Yeah.
Great.
None of her chasing the kid at the end for no fucking reason.
No redemption. You don't get a redemption.
No.
You're a fucking piece of shit. Darth Vader dispatched you, and that's the end of your story. That's. I mean, I don't want to say that's real life, but that's how shit happens.
Yeah.
And that was a way more interesting aspect of telling someone's
you got killed by Vader.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why would you be alive? Why would you be alive?
Stupid. So stupid.
Why did my voice go high? I don't know. You can have some water.
But I think, you know, like with that, there was like Kathleen Kennedy trying to put as many women into things as she can.
Yeah, well, the
you know
Force
what I
is
mean?
female.
Yeah, Force is female, sure. Yeah, and you hear that clicking out there? Do you hear that?
I do.
That's a lady feeding the cats. Yeah,
Oh, is
she
it?
feeds the cats.
Oh.
There's cats here.
Meep? Didn't you name one of them Meep?
Yeah, Meep's,
Okay.
Meep's the one that let me pet him. The other's like, fuck you. Anyways, Riva, I did not like that character. I didn't, you know, like, she wasn't scary.
No.
She wasn't intimidating.
I didn't think she was a good actress.
She was just a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and like the other guys, what's the, that one dude's name? What's one of the other Inquisitors?
Kang.
Sun Kang.
Yes.
Yeah, he was scary. Like,
Yeah, he was great.
he was very menacing, you know. They didn't give him much to do. They had her doing all this shit, and I'm just like, I wish he would just kill her, you know? But
And then he just left her to die. He's like, oh, he didn't say he wish he had said, this is the end of the road for you, Riva. Bye.
bye-bye.
Did you know that that they use a completely it's James Earl Jones's voice for Darth Vader, but he never actually went to a studio to say any of that stuff. It's completely computerized.
It's all AI?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
shit.
he gave his permission. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
still his voice, but he's not.
So they had an
performer.
AI analyze all of his
Yes.
his vocal things that he's done?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's crazy, man. Like,
It is crazy.
The AI shit's getting so out of control, man. It's like, you don't know what's real anymore. You know?
We're just handing the car keys right to the Terminator, the
Yeah,
T-800.
yeah. Well, did you hear? It was a little while ago now, a few weeks ago. Elon Musk and all these top, brain guys, all like, they wanted to put out like a petition to for all these AI companies to stop for like 6 months or something, until they could figure out ways to control AI.
Yeah, they should do that. I actually agree with that.
For them to do that means something happened that was really scary. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Something happened that was really
Well,
scary.
apparently they're programming stuff into. I was just having this conversation with my buddy Joe, and apparently it's already tricking people to give over their passwords in just such a specific way, so
And
that
do
they can get
captures and
to-
stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Cyberdyne.
Yeah.
It's happening, people.
Good luck with
happening.
that, Gen Zers.
We'll be dead, and so will you.
So will you.
But not the same way. You'll be running from steel skeletons with
Oh my
big
God.
guns.
I read I read a book a long time ago. It was about that, where AI took over, and it was. I wish I still had it. It was like short stories, and all sci-fi ones, and it was really interesting because it went through. It was like suddenly your refrigerator started doing something weird, and your toaster, and just minor appliances.
Yeah.
And then, then the smarter things started replicating themselves and making new things, and on assembly lines, because they're all computer run, and the AI got into a factory, in the factory system in the story, and it just started making robots that could fucking walk around or drive around or whatever.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
And they all had to just terminate orders,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That could totally happen.
I saw them talking to one of the main guys that had built. Well, I can't remember what it's called, the 4CH whatever it's called, and the journalist was asking them. They're like, "Are you prepared to pull the plug on this?" And they're like, "No, we have full control of that." And I was like, "It literally reminds me of Terminator 3.
Yeah. I saw a thing, or they're talking about some AI said it just wanted to kill people. It's right there, people. It's fucking right there.
It's fucking Ultron.
Stop. Just stop, please. It is Ultron. We just need better armor suits.
Yes. Yeah. You could not kill Ultron in the comic books
Yeah.
because he's made out of vibranium or adamantium.
Well, you know he's going to come back.
You think they'll bring him back for like Secret Wars? Or
Armor
something?
Wars.
Oh wow! I didn't even
Armor
think about
Wars.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that excites me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was supposed to be a Disney Plus show, and they decided they were going to make it a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's gonna have a bunch of War Machine in it. I saw like a trailer for it. I don't know if it's legit trailer or something some super fan
It's
put
probably
together.
a super fan.
But I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. That's
More
great.
armor shit. Like I
yeah.
am all about. Like Iron Man was my favorite character, you know, and then they kill him off, motherfucker. Motherfucker.
You don't think that Robert Downey Jr. will come back for Secret Wars in some capacity?
I think he will.
I think everybody will.
Yeah. I think they'll have like, you know, they'll probably do some kind of thing where he's got the tech, like he just wrote his shit into his tech, and now he can just pop out, you know, be like, hey guys, I'm back.
I mean,
you know?
that's a good possibility. I also like the fact that, again, well, this is going to be like AI Tony. So, like, he'll talk to you, and it'll be basically like the equivalent of Tony.
Right.
It'll just be
it's an AI
robot
of him.
armor.
Yeah.
So Iron Man's there, and he's talking to you, and he's interacting with
Yeah.
you. But like, if he removes the helmet, there ain't nothing in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Down with that. It's got to be an easy payday for RDJ.
But just be an empty shell, like me. But no, fucking Iron Man. All right, we're just going off on a tangent. We're done with Star Wars for now.
I'm sure we'll circle back at some future
will.
episode.
So Iron Man, first movie, fantastic. Loved it. Second movie, really good. Not quite as good as the first one, but
it was too
it was
eager
really
to get to Avengers.
It was, but I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Third Iron Man movie, I wanted to murder people because they fucked that up so bad.
See, okay.
So bad.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Dude, he's an actor?
Yeah? And?
No. He's supposed to be a supervillain. The Mandarin is like.
The Mandarin. Okay.
The Mandarin.
You didn't like the twist? Or the...
No.
Okay.
No, that was bullshit. Because he was really good as the Mandarin.
Yes, he was.
He was a perfect Mandarin. And you're like, oh no, he's just an actor. I'm like, fuck you. Right in the face.
That didn't bother me.
It pissed me off so bad. And then all the armor is just going to blow up all the armors that he had, you know, flying
That
around
was
and
dumb.
shit.
That
was really dumb.
That was really dumb.
You know?
But I love the where they attack Air Force One. That whole scene where they save the 13 people that fall out of a plane.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing scene.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the movie to me. But I didn't hate the movie.
I liked in the Avengers when they had the Hulkbuster armor.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Yes.
He was in his armor, in armor.
Yeah. Armor had armor. I like when he's just constantly punching the Hulk in the face.
Yeah.
He's like, please pass out, please pass out, please pass out. Or go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I like that, here's the other thing though, like, on that, why do I feel like the Russo brothers hate the Hulk? Because they never, like, really used him.
Yeah,
You don't even see him fight in the last battle with Thanos.
Yeah.
You see him running.
That's weird.
I think barely used him. I mean, they made him
Yeah.
impotent, basically, in Infinity War.
Yep.
Although I did like Ruffalo in the Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah.
But
was
they
cool.
barely used him.
I think there's just too much going on. Like, everybody wants to see. Like, right. I mean, there's just so many fucking characters at that point. There's like, what are you going to do? Like, who's going to do what? You know, everybody can't be the best, you know?
I guess. I don't know. I just he should have gotten a few good hits in on Thanos. So solid, because he got his ass handed to him in Infinity War. So by the time you get to Endgame, have the Hulk
Get a little revenge.
A little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
I just think that was missed. So, did you see Ant-Man, the new one?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't.
That's your homework assignment then for future.
All right,
episodes.
all right. You know, I think after the Avengers movies, I think that the Marvel wad has been
Oh,
shot.
100%.
You know, like nobody really cares about a lot of the shit they're putting out. It's like
other than Spider-Man,
nobody cares
completely
about
forgettable.
Captain Marvel.
no.
She's not a good actress. Let's just say that. Let's just put that out
It
there.
feels like she hates everybody.
Yeah, she's kind of a cunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's been a couple other movies. I can't even think of the names.
Well,
because
okay,
so don't give a
there
fuck.
The first one was Black Widow.
Yeah.
Other than, like, okay, we're going to make a movie about sex trafficking that's not about sex trafficking.
Agreed.
That's the first one. So they ruined Taskmaster, who's one of my all-time favorite Marvel villains.
Yeah.
I liked Red Guardian, so I'm glad that they're going to use David Harbour in the Thunderbolts movie, because that I can't wait for.
Yeah.
That I'm
I
excited.
like him. I like him. He's a
Yeah.
cool actor. Very,
Eternals.
very believable actor. You know what I mean? Like,
everything that he does.
Yeah.
So he's a really good actor, except
Yeah.
for that last Hellboy. But that wasn't his fault. That was
yeah.
just boring.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, it was. Give it back to Ron Perlman and do
Yeah.
the third movie and finish out the trilogy.
Right.
Those Guillermo del Toro movies are fucking awesome.
Why do they do dumb shit?
I
like
don't know.
that?
And they're making another Hellboy.
Are they?
Give it back to Ron Perlman.
Are they going to have another new Hellboy?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yes.
These fuckers.
Eternals was boring.
Yeah.
And the one thing I wanted was the Black Knight, who's one of my favorites, and he's a cameo basically in the whole thing. They gave him a one of the stingers at the end. They didn't do. He hasn't been seen or heard from since.
Right.
Maybe they'll use him in the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
He is an Avenger.
Yeah. I just. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So
I don't have that random.
Knowing Him was great. Save the thought. Knowing Him was great. What else?
Yeah, that last Spider-Man movie was so good.
It's so
With
good.
all three of them, you know, it's
Fantastic.
fantastic. You're not getting a better Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like because Tobey Maguire's third movie sucked, it was like his redemption.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield didn't get a third movie, and he was. And I think he's a great Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
And just not in great Spider-Man movies, but he's a great Spider-Man. So I feel like he has my favorite scene in No Way Home is when he captures MJ. And
Yeah.
that look of relief on his
Yeah,
face. I
yeah.
get chills every time I talk about it. And I can't even remember any of the other. What were some of the Ant-Man?
Motherfucker. That's my tea. You know, this is what happens.
This is what happened.
What were we talking about?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Everybody
Spider-Man.
got a third movie out of the third movie.
Do you know how this works? Hold on.
I'm a lead singer. I never did any of this shit.
Oh my god. That works. Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
All right.
So yeah, I think Marvel's kind of shot their wad, and I'm looking forward to Armor Wars though, because it's.
When is that though? They don't have a release date.
I think it's next year.
I don't know.
I believe it's next year.
Because I know Thunderbolts is next year.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with Thunderbolts at all.
So so I will go back in time a little bit, back to the days when I worked at a comic book store. So this is pre-internet, and there was, so they did this really stupid storyline where
What do you mean you didn't have internet?
the interwebs, well, we did, but it wasn't what it was back then. So what happened was the X-Men and everybody fought Onslaught, and then Onslaught created this little pocket where he sent Captain America and the Avengers and the Fantastic Four into this alternate universe.
I remember hearing that.
So to fill in the gaps, this new team comes out, which had a great writer and a great artist, and no one knows who they are. So they introduce all these characters, and when it first came out, we're all like, there's no hype behind this other than a good writer and a good artist. We're
Right.
like, I don't know any of these fucking characters. And the big reveal is, and no one saw it coming, they pull off their masks and they reveal themselves to be the masters of evil. So then they're all posing as heroes, and then some of them keep doing nefarious things. Baron Zemo is one of them, why aren't they using Danny Brühl to be Zemo in the Thunderbolts movie, which, I mean, I hope still happens, because now the Thunderbolts movie that's coming out is none of those characters, unless they actually use Zemo. But the idea of having bad guys as heroes. Is going to be the thing. I think they're going to be like a Black Ops team. Basically.
Okay.
Not quite Suicide Squad, but kind of Marvel's version of Suicide Squad.
Okay, I got you.
It should be really good. I mean, like I said, they got David Harbour in it, and the guy that plays the Winter Soldier's in it. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it, and I'll watch her in anything. So they're gonna put Elaine from Seinfeld in a fucking Marvel movie. You got my money.
How old do you think she is now?
She's. I'd still smash it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's like 60 something now.
Wow.
But she's She's foxy.
Huh. That's funny. I was watching. Really side note on that. I was watching YouTube the other day, and I look at a lot of bass player things. I play bass, and
He does.
And it was like top things that people ask bass players to play, and it was the Seinfeld. Was on there. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta learn how to do that.
See, we should do that every time we pause.
Yeah, right.
Your own version of Seinfeld bass playing.
Big sloppy mess.
So what? I love it. Speaking of Suicide Squad, did you see the last Suicide Squad? The most recent one? Mm-hmm. That is 100% my favorite DC movie.
It's great.
By a mile. It's my favorite DC
It's
movie.
very entertaining without being like stupid, like stupid funny, you know?
I think it's got a lot of heart to it too. Like every character has a good beat and there's a lot of heart to it.
Yeah, it was fun, and I actually watched it a couple times. Most superhero movies I don't watch like repeatedly, because except for like Dark Knight, like
It's a perfect movie.
I've watched it a million times, and that's another series, another tangent. What is this? 13 tangents now. Batman Begins, fantastic.
Yep. I
The
know where
second
you're going
one?
with this.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Wait, hold on. Batman Begins and the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
It's
Both good.
Okay,
No.
because I think The Dark Knight is a perfect movie.
I think the first one is perfect. The second one is almost as good. And the third one is a total steaming pile of shit.
We have to get Joe on here because he has a whole thesis about how he's like monkeys through shit at a script. And
There's so many plot holes.
It's so bad.
So many plot holes in that movie.
How do you have that director, all the high caliber of actors that are in that, and just shit the bed?
I know.
Like seriously, oh, we have a bomb. We're gonna blow up an island in a while. Just for 2 months. Oh, we're also gonna lock the cops in the sewers.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And they're also gonna come out fully clothed, well fed, clean.
Clean. Also, I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna build a secret base right under Bruce Wayne's nose. Under his building.
The world's greatest detective.
Come on. Just stop.
And then he's walking around with a limp and he's sad.
Yeah. It's so goddamn bad.
It's not good.
I do have to say I enjoyed Bane's voice.
Did you know?
It's hilarious.
can't hear a goddamn thing you're saying.
It's fucking hilarious.
And I like Tom Hardy. I'm going to sound like Sean Connery and James Bond. With a rubber tube on my face.
Yeah, that movie's.
Yeah.
I give it a.
I like the new one though. The new one was good.
The new one was. I liked that he was a detective.
Yes.
Which he should have always been, a detective. I liked his bat suit.
That he's in it like 80% of the movie.
Yes,
too,
yes.
Which is kind of a nice.
I did not like him as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
I liked him as Batman though. Who do you think is the best Bruce Wayne?
That's a tough question. Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
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 And I can't wait to see the new Flash just because he's in it. Everybody's
I know.
like, how are they going to sell this movie now with Ezra Miller and all the problems that he has with the law and shit? I said Michael Keaton. Michael fucking Keaton is the whole reason to see it.
You know why? Because he's Batman.
Yeah, because he's fucking Batman. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah, yeah. But I think as Bruce Wayne, he was. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think he was probably the best. Christian Bale, I liked him as Bruce Wayne.
I did too.
Also,
I did too. But I
definitely
think
not George Clooney.
That's not his fault though. That's not, he should by all means he should have been a great Batman and Bruce Wayne. It's just they turned it into Starlight Express and it was like
Batman and Robin is one of the most entertaining movies. It's the biggest piece of shit, but it's fucking hilarious when you just like, you know, you can do a good drinking game is anytime Mr. Freeze says something, you drink. Because it's fucking hilarious.
You're not going to put me in the cooler.
It's a comedy movie. It's a comedy, you know?
So bad.
I know. It's so mean.
I mean, I could see.
It's so mean. Rollerblades?
It's so 1980s Broadway.
It's amazing.
I can't.
It's so bad.
But back to Keaton, I think Keaton was good because he was a very approachable Bruce Wayne, and then once the suit was on is when the damage was apparent. And I thought that was a really cool kind of take that they
I didn't like
had on it.
the Keaton cowl.
Oh, can't move the neck?
Yeah, like
I'm wondering if the new movie is going to be the non-neck moving thing.
Well, the last one, he could turn his head. They had a separate. I saw a whole
I'm
thing.
talking about Michael Keaton's Batman movie.
I
That's
think it's
coming
going to
out
be the
next
same
month.
thing.
I don't know. I hope he can. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's been 30 years. He should be able to move his fucking neck.
He has the technology.
I will say this though, and I thought that this was really cool about the new Batman, which was you actually saw like when he took the mask off that he had like the eye makeup on his face that was smeared down his face because ever since Tim Burton created that thing, everybody's used it on Batman and most other superheroes.
Yeah.
And then when you get to what's the second one? Dark Knight? No, Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
He rips the thing off and then it just magically disappears.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know.
Stupid.
But I did like when you saw it and Robert Pattinson had just shit all smeared on his face.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He was a little more believable in that regard. I didn't. I'm a car guy. I love cars. I did not really like the new Batmobile because I think the Tumbler is kind of like an Avengers movie. It's like you're not going to get any better than that. You know what I mean? It's a fucking it's a tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what was he? He was driving like what was it? Like a Dodge?
It looked like a Charger, like a Challenger,
yeah.
And you know.
I mean, it's a cool looking car.
It's a cool looking
car,
car, but it's like there's a lineage there of fucking outstanding cars.
Yes.
You know, like
starting in Batman '66.
They just got better and better. You know, and it's like just wild and outlandish. You know, like the ones with the big fins and shit on them. You know, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
This car is just like a normal car, but it's all souped up. You know, it's got a big engine, big tires, whatever. But it's still like he built it. Like,
but it's not basically a four-wheeled tank.
Yeah.
That can also turn into your motorcycle.
Yeah, and it
Fuck
doesn't
up.
have a bunch of gadgets and you know, shit popping out the middles of the wheels and shit. You know, so yeah, I was a bit let down with the new Batmobile, but I don't know.
I should have thought about that.
I know that they were going for a grittier, more realistic kind of thing, so I'll give them that. You know,
There'll be another movie.
Yeah.
Time to improve on the car.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So that's something to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
The Bat.
It is.
The Bat. Oh, you know what else I'm looking forward to? Totally jumping off of comics and shit. This week I'm going to see Gojira and the fuck they
Oh, I saw it on my Facebook too. I can't remember who the
I'm
hell.
so excited I can't remember their name.
This band's awesome. I don't know a song they sing or.
Yeah, I got several concerts coming up, so we'll talk
Is that
about
what
those.
I see written on this thing?
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
There? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I write down the bands?
I think so. I think you-
Mastodon. Mastodon and Gojira on the calendar. And after that, I'm going to see Godflesh, and then Voivod is coming.
Godflesh is one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, so is Voivod. Voivod story.
Good. Shoot.
You guys want to hear a Voivod story? Most people don't know who the fuck Voivod is. But back in, like, I want to say it was like 89 or 90, there was a place called Summers on the Beach in Fort Lauderdale. Remember? So my favorite band, Voivod, was coming to town. They're going to play at Summers on the Beach. I was very excited.
Wait, was Newstead in that band for a while?
He was.
Okay.
There's 3 bands. The first band was the Big F, and they were fucking terrible. And like I was like, wow, these guys are really fucking bad. So I sat at the bar. I didn't even watch them. Like they were terrible. So they end. And then the second band comes on. We're also not my favorite band, Voivod, you know? And I'm like, I just want to see Voivod, you know? And so this band's on, and the singer is climbing all over the rafters. He's on top of the speakers. He's a fucking maniac, you know? And
Like in a good way, or?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you know, he's doing that thing, you know? He's climbing all over shit, and I didn't really pay attention because they were not my favorite band, Voivod. Turns out that was Soundgarden. Bad
Oh, wow.
Motorfinger era.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Opening for Voivod. I was like, yeah,
That's an odd combination.
Hindsight, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Ah, I wish I had paid a little more attention.
I saw Soundgarden opening for Guns N' Roses on New Year's Eve in Miami one year when GNR were like at the absolute pinnacle of popularity. And I was friends with a guy. I lived in Fort Myers at the time, and he was a DJ on a classic rock radio station, and I became friends with him through another person that I was in theater with. And he's like, "You want to go see Guns N' Roses with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, with Soundgarden." With Soundgarden,
Wow,
too.
that's cool. I only saw Guns N' Roses once, and it was opening for Motley Crue.
I think I saw that same tour.
It was the week after the Welcome to the Jungle video came out.
Okay.
People didn't know who the fuck they were.
Nope.
And they killed.
Same
Fucking
with me.
killed. That was the Theater of Pain tour.
It was Girls, Girls, Girls.
Was it Girls?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm absolutely.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Because Theater of Pain was
80s. Well, Girls was in 87 or 88 when that tour came around. So maybe a year or two before that. Theater of Pain's awful.
yeah.
That's probably my least favorite Motley album. Speaking of Motley, don't you think Mick Mars
Oh my God,
is getting
these guys.
fucked?
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him.
I love it that he called them out though.
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
like,
know.
Nicky doesn't play anything live.
And then they show clips of him,
Wow.
and he's like doing this shit, bass playing in the background.
Bunch of fucking posers.
God, I just feel bad. It's just sort of like, wow, you worked with a guy for 40 years, and then you fucked him out of
They just fuck him.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they basically fired him from like not just Motley Crue, but like all their LLCs and merchandising, and if he's not affiliated with, they're like, sorry, dude.
Yeah. Bunch of
Oh
dickheads.
man.
Pre-recorded fucking douchebags. Motley Crue used to be my favorite band for
Don't get me wrong, I love Motley
A good
Crue. I
long
just
while.
don't think that they're good people.
No. Nicky Sixx is apparently a douchebag.
Yeah. And Vince, you can't even look at Vince. First of all, he sounds terrible. Second of all, he looks terrible.
But the thing I don't understand is if you're gonna pre-record shit for live, why not do Vince
First.
first?
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Because you can't understand a goddamn word he says in the first
No.
song. And I know the words to the songs.
And the fucked up thing is he knows it.
Yeah.
Like, try, dude.
That's the worst part. He just doesn't care. I mean, first of all, he sings badly. He only sings maybe a third of the songs.
Yeah. Just singing about
Gratitude.
he's singing about ham sandwiches and shit. Ham sandwich! Ham sandwich on a wrap!
What's the one YouTube clip that was like? I can't even remember, but there's something. It's something like that. Oh, something about Burger King. $1.03. Custom Field Bike doing 103. And it's like Burger King sandwich $1.03.
$1.03. I need to start when I charge people for tattoos, be like, yeah, it'll be 203 cents.
And then you'd be like, I can't make change for you. Bring your pennies.
Be like, huh?
Oh shit! What else do I have here?
What else you got? What you got? You got like.
We literally talked even by accident about all the shit that. Did you see the new Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I did not.
Any desire?
I've never played Dungeons
You
and
don't
Dragons.
have to. You don't have to. That was what was great.
That's what I've heard.
About the film.
Yeah.
It's just a fun fucking movie.
You know, I've thought about learning how to play it. You know, playing it with somebody, but I'm like, this takes up too much time,
It does.
and I don't have that kind of time.
It takes up a lot of time.
My friend Dawn, she's a super nerd. She tried to get me to start playing Warhammer with her, like years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. And she's like, yeah, it takes time. I'm like, how much time? She's like, well, you know, it takes like, I don't know, you gotta like set up a campaign and do all this stuff, and then, you know, and she's like, I'm like, how many hours? She's like, hours? No, it's days. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
believe
fuck
it.
that. I'm like, I can't. No.
I used to sell that shit when I worked at at the comic book store, and like, it's just people buying shit there.
Yeah.
is an adventure in and of itself. Because I gotta looking for the right miniatures, and then I gotta paint them, and the maps, and all that other kind of shit. Yeah, I mean, the one
I love it. I love the detail that people put
yeah.
into
Oh, yeah.
miniatures, whether it's D&D stuff or Warhammer. I love the Warhammer stuff personally. Like, I just love how all that shit looks.
Yeah.
Like the tanks and the fucking orcs or whatever, and the 40K stuff. The Space Marines.
Yeah.
It's so cool looking. Like everything in it. The flags and all that shit. I just love
It's
it.
a lot of
It's
detail.
super cool.
It's a lot of. I mean, shit. You could paint your own Warhammer things
Yeah.
with your remote control car set that you have. What do you call that anyway? Just
It's a course.
a rock course.
It's a rock crawler. So I have a rock crawler course over here. Maybe we'll put
I was
the
gonna
car
say
up
you
here
should
next
definitely
time.
That's not.
I mean,
not
we're
a
gonna
bad
pop
idea.
it right here so people can
Yeah.
look at it. But Dungeons and Dragons movie.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Anytime somebody gets like a pretty well-known IP,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's set in the 80s, they're either making fun of it or apologizing for it. And I hate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons has no pretensions about it being exactly what it is, and that's one of the things that made it fun.
That's
it's not
cool.
apologizing for shit.
That's
it's
cool.
just being a fun fucking adventure movie. Which I wish we had more of that shit out now too.
Yeah, yeah. I the last movie I saw was you're gonna laugh. It was Super Mario Brothers.
Oh.
It was very enjoyable.
Because it's nostalgic, right? Does it make you feel like a kid?
Not really. I mean, to a degree, I suppose. I was never like a huge Super Mario Brothers fan. I mean, I played it. We've all played it.
Right.
But the movie was actually done very well. It was a lot of eye candy, and yeah, it was fun. Like I went with some friends, and they're like, can't believe you're coming to see this with us. And I'm like, hey, it's fucking cool,
Yeah,
man.
man. A good movie's a good movie.
I'll
so.
watch any movie. Love movies. Love movies. Yeah. So, yeah, I would recommend watching it. I mean,
Okay.
you don't have to go see it in the theater, really, but
I'll see Guardians this week.
yeah.
I'm looking forward
that's
to
coming
that.
out.
I think maybe we're actually, at least all the podcasts that I listen to and all the reviewers that I like and respect are all like, it's flawed, but they said it's one of the best movies to come out since either No Way Home or Endgame. So
Wow.
I'll take that.
Okay. All right.
Take that.
I saw last week. I saw Evil Dead.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes.
I enjoyed it.
I heard buckets of blood.
Buckets, like trucks of blood.
I mean, not just from you. I've heard
Lots
from
of blood.
another
Yeah.
a friend of mine who came into the bar that I work
Yeah.
at, and they're like, it's fun. It's the bloodiest movie I've ever seen.
yeah, like at the end, it's absurd how much blood there is. But
Like absurd, like Django Unchained, like the end of Django Unchained, because there's a lot of blood in that too.
this is different. It's
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's like at one point you're like, where's it all coming from? I mean, I get it. I don't want to spoil anything because you haven't seen it, but it's a fun movie, and there's no Bruce Campbell in it.
Not even a cameo?
Not even a cameo, which I figured there would be a cameo.
Yeah, at least.
Like he was like, maybe, a maintenance guy or something, but if he was in it, I didn't see him. But it still had that campy,
Okay.
schlocky,
Yeah.
but it wasn't goofy. Like, I mean,
I don't know.
parts of it were kind of silly, and you're like, okay, that's the Evil Dead I know. Like, some just crazy shit happened, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a letdown. Like,
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I definitely
I like
enjoyed it.
the Mommy's Home thing was pretty
Yeah.
creepy in the
Yeah.
trailers.
Uh-huh. And the two chicks that are in it are both hot as
Okay.
fuck. The main chick, Mommy, whatever her name was, she was in, I think, Game of Thrones. Yeah,
Okay.
she was.
So
I don't
was
know
there
who the other
nudity
girls-
in the new Evil Dead?
No.
What a
Sadly, no.
If you're gonna have that much violence, the least you could do is take your chop off.
Wait, was there a titty? There might have been a titty. I don't
Just
know.
one?
Maybe. Yeah.
Just a quick
Yeah.
check it out.
But it's worth watching.
Okay, cool.
Definitely worth watching.
Cool. I haven't seen a good horror movie in a long fucking time. In a long time.
I don't think that, those two things don't go hand in hand anymore. Good and horror movies.
Listen, even if it's bad and I'm having a good time at it, you know what I mean? If it makes me laugh or it just makes me jump out of my chair for a hot second.
I'm not, just the jump scares are kind of old, you know? Like,
it's hard to pull that off these days, you know?
Yeah, everybody's expecting it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, you get away with jump scares a hell of a lot better on, I don't know, a comedy or a Marvel movie because you don't see it coming. You're doing harm.
Yeah, horror movies, that's all they do anymore, you know? The other night, I went, the local theater they play once a month, they do old horror movies. Cool. At Lake Worth. And they did Halloween. It was like the 45th anniversary or some shit of Halloween.
Awesome.
So they did Halloween. Dean's band played after that.
That's cool.
Yeah, in the theater.
Oh, that's even cooler.
So I haven't watched Halloween in its entirety in years. You know, like seen it a dozen times.
Right.
But, you know, it's like whenever it's on TV, you'll catch like half of it or whatever.
And it's still edited to piss. Anyway.
Yeah. And so I watched it from the beginning. I can't believe how much driving he did. He's driving in the whole movie.
When did he learn to drive?
Right? When did he learn how to drive? And so he's driving around a station wagon for like more than half the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I forgot all about that. I totally forgot that. I'm like, this motherfucker can drive.
Well, that's also like, when did Jason learn to use heavy machinery? I mean, Jason is a Mongoloid
Jason's a Mongoloid.
who spent most of his time underwater.
Yeah.
How does he know how to use the latest Black & Decker chainsaw?
It's his superpower.
I wouldn't know how to use
It's
a
his
Black & Decker
superpower.
chainsaw.
I saw a video the other day. This guy's like, here's how you start a chainsaw. And he doesn't, you know, normally you got to pull it.
Yeah.
He pulls it all the way out. And he lets it go and the fucking thing starts up. I'm like, huh? What?
I figured it'd come back and just snap right on your wrist.
Yeah.
Your hand.
I don't know.
Again, I don't operate chainsaws, so what do I know?
Yeah, what do you know?
I don't know shit.
The fuck you know, man.
Shit. I know about Ant-Man, not machinery, like Jason Bourne.
So Ant-Man is worth seeing. Is it as good as the first one?
Nope.
Do you think?
No,
No?
it's not.
It's
I'll
not-
tell you why.
Is it a steaming turd?
No, it is not a steaming
Okay.
turd. It's just not. What I think one of the reasons that, for me personally, that I adore Ant-Man and he might be one of my favorite MCU characters is because he is us. He's the eyes of us.
Right.
Like when you get Captain America and Thor and Iron Man, they're all cool and they all know their shit, but they're not us. They're bigger
Right.
than that. And
Right.
one of the coolest things about Ant-Man was like how you would see the world is how he sees the world. Well, by the time you get to the third movie, he's just kind of like another superhero. So you lose a lot of that sort of boyish charm that Paul Rudd has. It's still there. It's still fun. It's a fun movie, but fuck, I mean, it's a lot of, you know what the volume is, right? That they're using in like The Mandalorian, that everybody's using now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the volume.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
I think one
That's
of the
some
things that was
impressive shit, though.
it is, but I think one of the things that really grounds Marvel movies is that there might be explosive things, but you still, if you see New York City, you understand that there's New York, and Ant-Man lives in San Francisco, so there's that. He's in San Francisco for maybe 5 minutes.
Oh.
I just think it connects. I think it just connects to our brains a little harder if it's just not all this CGI stuff.
Yeah.
All the time. And also, it shouldn't be called Ant-Man and the Wasp. It should be called Ant-Man and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's fucking her movie, dude. No one's saying that. It's her movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Ant-Man and Janet Van Dyne.
Wow. Okay.
So Wasp is barely in it.
Is it still in theaters?
No.
No.
It's going to be on...
It'll be on HBO or something.
No, it'll be on Disney Plus in
Disney
like
Plus.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Because they're still doing that 45-day thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll see it soon.
I'll watch it. We'll talk
It's fun.
about it.
It's fun, but it's not. It's definitely not Marvel getting the magic back.
Yeah. It's going to take them a while to get that mojo back.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, like I said, like Avengers and all that stuff, it was just, you can't do anything better than that.
I mean,
you can't surpass that.
yeah,
It was
it
the
was so
biggest,
good.
the biggest thing you could possibly
Yes.
do. You know,
Yes.
it's like, there you go.
Yep.
That's all we got.
And I just don't think Kang yet is that interesting.
Yeah.
And I never liked Kang in the comic books anyway. So like, and I also, I'm not big on the multiverse thing. That like, you better do something to really pull me in.
I hated Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's the only Marvel movie I outright hate.
Really?
Hate it.
Wow.
It's just it's wrong on every. I hated, and I love Sam Raimi. I hated the direction on it. It didn't look like a Marvel's a warm blanket for me, and that was not a warm blanket. That was like somebody pissed in my sheets.
And it wasn't you.
No, it wasn't. Who pissed in my blanket?
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah, so we got a ways to go.
Yeah, I'll see it when it comes on the TV.
I'll be curious to talk to you about it.
You know, I didn't finish watching Eternals. Like, I started it. I'm like, this is the most boring pile of shit ever. Yeah. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's a snooze fest, man. And they're like, oh, she won the best director for that year. And I was like, okay, maybe they shouldn't give somebody who has a small independent film a $200 million, gigantic, biggest franchise
Budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's pretty. It's a pretty movie. But like you said, maybe I can turn it on, lower the volume, and fall right asleep to it.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking boring. It's fucking boring. And the only character I gave a shit about is barely in it. So.
Huh. Yeah, I never finished it. I'm going to circle around.
Okay.
We're
Let's
going
do that.
right back to the beginning. You know what I really didn't like in Mando? Those fucking 3 red guards. Fuck those guys.
The Praetorian Guards?
Yes, I hate them. Because of the
Last Jedi?
Because of the Last Jedi.
Because it just leaves like a taste in your
It's
mouth?
like Power Rangers. They're all posing and having a dance off.
I mean, you watched that fight with
You know?
Luke, and not with Luke. You watched in The Last Jedi with the Praetorian Guards. Two of them are just standing around waiting to do stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever see like?
Yeah, they're standing around, or they're just like posing.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, what is he doing? Is he warming up? Is he warming up? Like, yeah. When they came in, I was just like, oh.
Here's the one thing I will say in defense of The Mandalorian is that I like the fact that, for good or for bad, because I thought Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker were shit, but for good or for bad, they have to play in that sandbox, so you might as well, like, you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Not if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things. So if you're going to play in the sandbox, put all the toys in there. I mean, if you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that nobody wants the very idea of midichlorians being brought up, so they just change it to M count, and then that way you know what it is, but you can quickly forget about it.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like, oh, he has a high M count.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
sure. Why not?
Yeah. So, while we're at it, what's Grogu's T-cell count?
Mandalorian, I liked his ship, the first one.
I hate the new one.
I like the new one because it's a hot rod, but it's like, it's not big enough for him to really do anything.
No, I like that he had a toilet and he could put somebody in carbonite in there.
It was like my van.
It was like, yeah,
It was like my
exactly.
van. Whenever you needed something, it's right there.
Yeah.
You know? And they fucking blew it up.
Yeah, right after they
really
they did a crowdfunding thing where they charged people $350 for a Kenner style plastic. What was it? The Raven Crest? What the hell's the name of that ship?
Razor Crest.
Razor Crest. Thank you.
Yes.
And then they destroyed it.
Yeah.
I will say this: I like that R5D4 is actually the comeback kid.
He's okay. I mean,
Kind of got a raw deal in Star Wars, man. You bring him back 40-something years later, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you kind of make him like the quiet hero. I don't know. I like it. I'm just rooting for the underdog, man. I'm rooting for the underdog. R2 got all the fucking accolades.
You know, I really, like, when Mando first came out and there was the episodes with IG-11, like, fighting, I got such a fucking boner about that.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so great. I've always wanted to see an IG unit, like, do what it, just move.
Yeah. And
We never even saw the move,
They
you know?
made it, well, because, I mean, the action figure had, 4 points of articulation
Yeah.
on it, so you
I'm like...
and then all of a sudden you saw what he does.
So
and
badass. It was so
sick.
badass. And I'm like, okay, because I remember, I read the books, the Tales of the Bounty Hunters, and it went. Did you ever read that?
I know of it.
It was super cool. It went through what all the bounty hunters did right after you see them on the bridge of the Star Destroyer.
That's cool.
And like they had like put tracers on Boba Fett's ship, and IG-88 pursued Boba Fett. they had a space battle, almost destroyed Slave One, and he's heading to Jabba's because he's got Han Solo,
Right.
and IG-8's trying to fucking disable him so he can kill
the
him,
bounty.
kill him and get the bounty. So what he does there, he's running as fast as he can at Tatooine, and IG-88's following him, just blasting the mother-loving shit out of him. And what he does is he diverts all the power to reverse thrusters, and he stops, and the ship goes right by him, and he fucking blasts it. But he couldn't even get to the planet. Like as I recall, he actually made it to the planet, and the ship was just trashed. That's why he was still in Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
wow,
that's
attention to detail.
Like he was just there the whole time because his ship was just trashed, totally fucked up because of a fight with IG-88
That's cool.
that nobody knows about.
And is no longer canon. I'm afraid.
Yeah. And so one of the other IG units was on Bespin, so they went there because if memory serves me correctly, there's 8 IG units made.
Okay.
They're assassin droids.
Yeah, I know that. It's when Chewie is in the when he's getting all the pieces to C-3PO, then you see an IG unit.
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm just trying to.
Boba Fett blasted that one.
Okay. He doesn't care for those IG.
Yeah,
units.
no.
Nothing but trouble. Those
They're
guys.
trouble. So in the book, when the IG units came online, they instantly killed everybody in the facility. And they were just
Awesome.
like, that's how badass they are. So it was cool getting to see one,
Yeah.
actually kicking ass.
Yeah.
After reading the book, you're like, okay, they can do a lot of shit, but I want to fucking see it.
Yeah.
Because it's a big,
Well, they did a pretty good job. I mean, it's cartoons, but they did it in the Clone Wars. So
Yeah.
you kind of saw it, but
Yeah.
not the same way as they did on the Mandalorian.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, get the book, the Tales of the Bounty Hunters.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah, I have a number of
Has all the different tales of everybody, Bosk and Dengar and all that.
Forlom.
Forlom. Yep.
You know what Forlom stands for?
No.
For love of money. I didn't make that up. That's the God's honest truth.
Really?
Yeah. That was Lucas's.
That's funny.
Thing.
How did I never hear that?
Yeah.
That's funny. All right.
money. Don't let money fool ya.
Wasn't that in New Jack City? That song?
There's a number of versions, but I will tell you, and I'm being completely earnest when I say this. The Bullet Boys version, I just love to death. I love it so much.
Bullet Boys. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy had quite the wail, but that song
Had some range.
rules.
Yeah.
They were like kind of like Van Halen with. They had a Van Halen kind of thing about them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where the whole hair metal thing came from.
Sure.
Is everybody wanting to be Van Halen?
No, but they were very Van Halen.
Yeah.
Like Ted Templeman produced them
Yeah.
and shit. So
Yeah.
I actually thought that he was going to take over after Sammy left the band.
Yeah.
The singer from the Bullet Boys,
Oh,
Mark,
okay.
whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Anyway, that's diverting again.
We're good at that.
Yes.
We should call the
Our-
podcast
our-
Diverting.
Di-
Yeah, we should wrap it up.
Okay, cool. Well, this is our first episode of Full Tilt Boogie, my friends.
First episode, pretty good.
Not bad.
I think it was
Not
good.
too
I mean, I was really good, personally.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you are terrific.
You're all right, Jim.
Awesome, thanks.
You're all right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hopefully, the audio is good on this, and we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see, and we'll see you.
See you.
And you. Bye.
Next time.